Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I have another video for you guys from Ohara, and this is a pretty recent video called The Best One Piece Theory You Will Ever Watch, I guess. And it's already over 1 million views, so I'm guessing it's pretty damn good. So we're going to be watching this now. I've seen some One Piece theories in on the internet ever since I got into it, and I've seen a lot of people make some pretty good theories, but the thing is, I can't really comment on them because you never really know with Oda. I don't know how the hell he's done it, but he's done a pretty good job of keeping people guessing for over 20 years. So let's just go ahead and watch the video, and I'll just let Ohara speak for himself. All right. Let's put on my headphones real quick, and okay, here we go.
Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. Have you ever realized that when you take the D initial and put it in front of the title of the story, suddenly it becomes a new word? Coincidence, you might say now. But when you take the same D initial and put it in front of Enies Lobby that otherwise makes no fucking sense, it suddenly becomes another English word. Denies. Yeah, I know. Blew my mind as well. So now that I know that you're gonna watch this video till the end, let me tell you the crazy story of how the Japanese One Piece community convinced me that the ancient kingdom was part of Jaya, that it's now at the bottom of the sea under Enies Lobby, and that Skypiea and Dressrosa tell us what happened during the Void Century. At the end of all this, I promise you will laugh as maniacally as I did when I found out just how in your face this all might have been all along. Okay, here we go. I'm so excited to share this.
One Piece wa jitsuzai suru.
I would argue still the greatest moment in the series. Best moment in this series. Whitebeard the G.
Jitsuzai suru.
In chapter 253, we learned that Upper Yard in Skypiea actually used to be part of the island.
Also, do we ever see Nami wearing glasses ever again? Because I've been thinking back to the previous arcs. I don't think I've ever seen her wear glasses after this.
Jaya down on sea level. When you put both maps together, they form one giant skull-shaped island with modern Jaya being the teeth and the legendary golden city of Shandora as the right eye. Oh, yeah, and there is a giant perfectly round gaping hole where the other eye should have been. Why is no one mentioning this? There is an ancient city in the one eye, and the second eye looks like someone ripped out the one piece of the island that made the second eye of the skull. Wait,
I see what you did there.
Are you telling me? Yes, this video is also about the true nature of the One Piece and why Skypiea was actually not the—
Hold on, I think I see where he's going with this. So, see, if this is the case, if this is real, and if it really was just staring us right there, if Oda really was just telling us the entire time, here it is. Dude, that is insane. That's insane.
The least important, but the most important arc in the story, and we all didn't see it. I first stumbled across the centerpiece for this theory when doing research for my Enel video. I came across this new Japanese One Piece YouTuber called Yuderon, who absolutely rocks the Daft Punk mask and who has this crazy video about the true essence of the One Piece. Since I luckily speak some Japanese, I watched it all, and it blew my mind so damn hard that I think I just sat there for like 5 minutes straight staring at my PC. Now, for whatever reason, this theory does just not exist in the English-speaking community. So I asked him on Twitter if he would be willing to let me share his thoughts, and got completely ghosted. At least he followed me back though. Thanks. So in good old pirate spirit, I decided to share with the people what belongs with the people. Okay, so the first thing that absolutely caught me by surprise is how much more Oda seems to play with words, numbers, and letters than we English-speaking fans seem to realize. Best example that is actually also relevant for this video is One Piece itself. In Japanese, One Piece is written in the katakana alphabet as One Piece, but this is only on top of an actual Japanese phrase.
Okay, see, I just want to, sorry, I don't like, I know there are people who don't like it when I pause all of it, and I'll try not to pause too much because, you know, this is a 22-minute video, but I don't want to talk over him. So the thing that I absolutely love about this is, when it comes to Japanese stories, is the thing that kind of sucks as someone who only speaks English. Well, not only speaks English, but someone who doesn't speak Japanese, is I could never catch this because I don't speak the language. And when it comes to Japanese, there are, words, sometimes certain words mean multiple things, and I know that's the case in sometimes other languages too. It's not just Japanese, but you usually see it's mostly common, or you find it mostly in the Japanese language, because a lot of words in Japanese can have multiple meanings, especially considering how it's written, because there are different types of writing when it comes to Japanese. I think there's hiragana, there's katakana, and then there's kanji, if I remember correctly. So yeah, this is the kind of thing that sucks about being a manga and anime fan, is that you can never catch this as someone who doesn't speak or read the language.
This is usually read as Hitotsunagi, the great treasure of the One Piece, as in the One Piece of a whole, Hito as in one. However, this could also be read as Hitotsunagi, Hito as in humans, making it the treasure that connects all people, which of course One Piece is all about. So as I was saying, the core idea of this theory is that Jaya did not only lose a chunk of its land once when Upper Yard was catapulted into the sky by the knock-up stream 400 years ago, but also 800 years ago, when the city located in the left eye was ripped out in the war with the world government. Which, when we look at the map, would theoretically work, right? One city as the right eye and one city as the left eye, making the island one ancient kingdom. So what's my proof for all this, you ask? Oh, there is a lot. First of all, the name of the series. One Piece, and there is exactly one piece missing in this map. If Laugh Tale itself was the One Piece missing from the former ancient kingdom, that would fit, right? No pun intended. Then there is also a ton of small hints regarding the island's left eye being hidden or destroyed throughout Skypiea. For instance, in the cover of volume 27, Luffy has his left eye closed. And I noticed that the same is sort of true for Robin in volume 24 as well. We also have Pedro's missing left eye, Shank's scar, Luffy's scar, Zoro's scar, and the Jolly Roger of Doflamingo, a former celestial dragon, where the skull's left eye is just literally stroked out. Now, the volumes surrounding the Skypiea arc are actually some of the most critical in the entire story. Tons of important characters get introduced here. We meet Blackbeard and learn about the importance of dreams. We meet Bellamy and Doflamingo, who are also extremely relevant to this theory. And we see the meetings of Shanks and Whitebeard, as well as Ace and Buggy, all of which are super closely related to Roger, who, by the way, decided to leave a little message on the poneglyph in Shandora out of all places he could have done so. But the person most connected to Roger in a way that we meet in this arc is none other than Mont Blanc Noland. He's a direct parallel to Roger, and their connection is one big hint that Jaya was the ancient kingdom and that Laugh Tale is its missing part. Noland is basically Roger, but in many ways reverted. Both of them were very powerful, free-spirited adventurers. This panel here, where only Noland can hear the sound of the bell, strongly suggests that just like Luffy and Roger, he had the voice of all things. Both of them found legendary places, Shandora and Laugh Tale. Both came back with no evidence, and both were sentenced to death and executed. However, here the stories start to invert each other. While Noland was deemed a liar for his speech, Roger sparked a new era of piracy. Noland didn't know the way back to Shandora, but Roger did know the way to Laugh Tale. Noland cried while Roger laughed. And Noland actually told the truth in the end, as the City of Gold was real, while Roger sort of lied, as the core of the One Piece is not gold and silver. And so, given all these parallels, wouldn't it make a ton of sense that Noland found the City of the Right Eye, while Roger found the one on the left? In Mocktown, at the beginning of the arc, Bellamy makes fun of dreamers and says that the era of dreams is over. He explicitly names the Golden City and the One Piece as two such delusions. And yet, as you very well know...
Okay, hold on. This place he just said is called Mocktown, isn't it? Mocktown. And considering what he's going by in this theory, if what he's saying is true and that these places have more meaning than we ever thought, and it's called Mock Town. Is there a chance that Oda named it that on purpose because he is kind of making fun of us, because he kind of knew that no one would really take this seriously, when in reality it's probably the arc that they should have taken seriously from the beginning? I don't know, just a thought.
The arc ends by Luffy ringing the golden bell, proving that the Golden City was there all along. Well, wouldn't it be extremely fitting then, even ironic, if the One Piece, the second location of dreams, used to be in the very same spot that Bellamy used to make fun of both of them? Further, when we reach the ruins of Shandora, Robin explicitly states that there is no doubt that this city fought against the enemy in the war.
この土地にはポーネグリフが運び込まれている。間違いない。敵に対してこの土地は戦ったんだわ。
Well, if Shandora was part of the ancient kingdom, that would only be logical then, wouldn't it? Not only as an ally, but as a part of the whole. Also, we can't ignore the fact that Shandora is the only place we know of where the ancient script found on the poneglyphs is actually used as the regular writing system found on the buildings and walls there. And so since we know that the Kozuki clan were the ones who actually created the poneglyphs for the ancient kingdom, and that this script is used very casually here, wouldn't the easiest explanation be that Shandora was part of the ancient kingdom? And given recent events, wouldn't that also explain why the sun god, who we now know as Nika, is heavily referenced here by the people as well? We even see Luffy in the exact same pose as him. And when I saw that panel of Nika, I immediately thought of the Shandian soldiers. And since Nika and Joy Boy, both names associated with laughter, quite possibly describe the very same person from 800 years ago, wouldn't it make sense that these traditions live on in Jaya because it was once part of this one ancient kingdom? And then I thought to myself, oh, but the sun isn't the only majorly important symbol in the story, is it? One of the most consistently returning themes in One Piece is also the moon. It's everywhere, and I can't begin to count all the significant things that happened under a full moon in the story. The sun and the moon obviously go hand in hand in pretty much any mythology. On Zou, another ally of the ancient kingdom, we even get guardians of the night and the day with Nekomamushi and Inuarashi. So, wouldn't it make sense for the right city to be the city of the sun and the left city to be the city of the moon? By the way, I just looked it up. In Teotihuacan, one of the ancient cities of Mexico that Shandora is based on, there actually is a pyramid of the sun and a pyramid of the moon. The very same moon, by the way, which is part of the Kozuki heritage and whose crest is pretty much the same as the Shandians. And while I was thinking this, I found this crazy color spread of chapter 269, where we see the straw hats in a place looking suspiciously like Wano, surrounded by the birds from the Kozuki crest.
Also, to it seems like to play with the theme of remember when he mentioned on the cover where Luffy's left eye is closed and Robin's left eye is also blocked by Luffy's fist? Look at Nami. Interestingly enough, focuses on her left eye. It's closed. Again, it's insane. Oh, so it's Nami's left eye and Usopp's right eye. Well, his is closed, but you can see Zoro here. Okay, maybe I'm just seeing too much into things.
A crest that, by the way, has also crossbones, but no skull. Okay, this is chapter 269. The last panel of chapter 268 is this. Yeah, coincidence?
I think not!
The inscription on the pillar that Robin reads in the ruins says, "We are the ones who weave history with the sound of the great bell." Come on, we are the ones who weave history? Clearly the Kozuki. And it also reminds me of this verse from Big Sake that says, "Goodbye harbor of the spinning village." On top of that, I then remembered that the Shandians came down from the moon to Jaya with very advanced technology, making them the perfect candidates to be a part of an ancient, powerful kingdom. Okay, I'm gonna let you breathe here for a second. So, real quick, I want to say
Okay, I'm sorry, nothing against Squarespace, but yeah.
Okay, break over. Next up is a concept that I learned from Yuderon that changed my perspective on Oda's writing completely. According to him, Oda absolutely loves playing with the numbers of the chapters to either describe what is gonna happen in this chapter or even hide a deeper message. One really interesting and way too specific date that Oda gives us in the story is the 12th of May, 1122, the day
21st.
that Noland discovers Jaya. Oda usually never gives us specific dates for anything, so why now? Generally, dates in Japanese are written as year, month, day. So 1122, 512. Now, if you take the individual numbers and the pronunciation from both Japanese and English, you get this. Hitotsu ni koko ni iru. Hitotsu ni koko ni iru. The one is here. Interestingly enough, the volume title of 31 is also koko ni iru. I am right here. So is this the One Piece literally telling us that it's right here? The next date we get is the 16th of November, 1127, 5 years later, when Shandora gets knocked into the sky. Same game. This time we get Hitotsunagi in Torodoroku. Do you remember? Hitotsunagi is the One Piece, and in is the sound of a bell. Thus, this date reads, the One Piece roars with the sound of a bell. The bell coincidentally being part of the unfulfilled promise to Noland to ring the bell that was then inherited over generations until Luffy was finally the one to fulfill it. Another promise that was unfulfilled and inherited to future generations was that of Joy Boy, not 400 but 800 years ago.
魚人島との約束を破ったことへの謝罪文だという。
約束
So, when you subtract another 400 years back to the Void Century from Noland's two dates 400 years ago, 1122 and 1127 minus 400, you get the years 722 and 727. The first possibly marking the promise by Joy Boy to the Mermaid Princess, and the second might be the year of destruction of the Ancient Kingdom. I know we're really deep into this right now, but stay with me because what comes next absolutely blew my mind. When you take these two numbers, 722 and 727,
Okay.
and look at the corresponding chapters, you don't get some random stuff happening. No. 722 is the reveal that Doflamingo is a celestial dragon. In this chapter, he tells Law about how the 20 kings created the world government. 19 of the 20 families deciding to move to Merijoa, while the Nefertari family was the only one who did not go. The descendants of these kings, the world nobles, still live there today. And so this meant that 19 of these countries had to elect new royalties and new kings, and so new royal families were established. As a result, the new ruling family in Dressrosa were the Riku family, while the family that left for Merijoa
The Don
were
Quixote
the
family.
Quixote family. Ancient history. Okay, so anything else that might be interesting happening in this chapter? Oh, yeah, we have a literal golden bell ringing in close-up. And then there is Jala. Do you remember Jala and her great artwork? Yeah, me neither. But look at this abstract masterpiece of hers here.
命の芸術大ゴート
A giant gate with two eyes. The right one, bright like the sun, is open.
The left one is closed
dark
and
like the
crying.
night, is crying. I think I don't have to spell this one out for
Okay,
you, right?
yeah.
This might well represent the ancient kingdom being destroyed and ripped out of Jaya. All while Brook is playing music on top of it. And we all know how important music is in the One Piece endgame as well. And after defeating Jola, he even says this.
すみません。私やっぱり芸術わかりません。目が節穴ですから。
At the same time, the Straw Hats and Tontada start the battle to restore the honor of the fallen king and regain their freedom. Chapter 727, meanwhile, where the fight in Block D continues. Okay, this might actually just be coincidence. We hear the story of Doflamingo taking over the country by staging King Riku and his men going against their own people.
もっと国中が恐怖に震え上がり陸王を心底恨み切った時だ
The wordplay we get for this chapter number is chi ni ochiru, falling to the ground. Not only how Dressrosa fell, but also how the ancient kingdom fell. Jola even says that her cryptic art is meant to represent the tragedy of Dressrosa, so also the tragedy of the ancient kingdom. Now, you might rightly say, Ohara, if Dressrosa is the representation of the fall of the ancient kingdom, what connection is there between Shandora and Dressrosa? Oh, right, this is a rhetorical question, right? The connection is this.
導いてくれたというトンタッタ王国の伝説のヒーロー
The chapter where Noland finds out that Shandora has vanished while Kalgara waits for Noland's promised return is chapter 292, titled Like the Half Moon Hidden by the Clouds. Again, the symbol of the moon that we can also find on Noland's ship in this chapter.
Right.
And the wordplay for this chapter is skinny two moons. In other words, two half moons making a whole, making the sun. Wouldn't it also make a lot of sense that the D is actually a half moon? 800 years ago, the people of the sun were overthrown and the done piece became
There are
the
people who
one
have
piece.
predicted
A
that.
circle became half a circle and
You know, the D sort of looking like a half moon shape, so.
became eventually a letter. The will of D then being to be made one whole again, becoming the sun, becoming one piece. Okay, I thought to myself at this point, this already makes way too much sense. But now on to the biggest mystery of it all. Why do I think that the One Piece and or Laugh Tale is at Enies Lobby?
正義の門ってのは島の裏手にあって四方の塔からのみ行けるようだ
なんだこりゃ黒いのなんだ
黒いのは滝だ
The same Enies Lobby, by the way, whose main villain is called Rob Lucci, the one who robs the lights, just saying. Okay, so we have one piece that when adding the D2, it gives us done piece. A done piece. The first thing that connects Enies Lobby to this is that it also takes a D. Suddenly, Enies Lobby that makes no sense as a word becomes denies. Denies what?
Yeah,
I
what?
thought.
Denies what?
But it's probably more of denies who. When you really think about it, Enies Lobby is one of the most freakish places we've ever visited in the story. And I know that says something. It never gets dark there. We have the enormous gates of justice that no one ever seems to bother to explain really. It is one of the central government facilities, but it makes no sense that they would hold their mock trials on an extra island instead of Impel Down, for instance. Oh, and what the is the deal with this giant hole gaping in the middle of the ocean? The moment I looked at Enies Lobby's map, it just made a lot of sense that this might
Okay.
have been the missing piece in the Jaya map that we're looking for. Shape-wise, it absolutely fits. I also wondered if these weird ancient structures on top of the islands had any purpose for the Marines, but it doesn't seem like they do. So could it be that these are the remnants of an actual ancient kingdom? The missing link that we were looking for? And then the government just decides to build its own stuff on the island. Is that why they parade the pirates they capture over this island? As a forgotten tradition to remember their glorious victory of the pirate kingdom they fought against? I mean, it is called the Island of Justice after all, Shiho no Shima in Japanese. And here I'm a little bit proud of myself because I wondered that if there were multiple readings to the word for One Piece, there might be more to this as well, right? So here's what the dictionary told me. Shiho, obviously with different kanji combinations, next to justice, can also mean 1, 4 directions, 2, secret information, and 3, greatest treasure. Oh, okay. So we have the island of 4 directions, just like the 4 road poneglyphs you need to
How
find
they
Laugh
lead
Tale.
to
The island
Laugh
of
Tale, yeah.
secret information, just as the forgotten history located on Laugh Tale, and finally the island of the greatest treasure, the One Piece itself. So as a result, the government has made this one of the most guarded places in the world, where no one can sneak in during darkness, no one can escape from without opening the gates of justice, and that is directly connected to Impel Down and Marija itself. For Luffy, entering this island means declaring war on the entire world government itself. It's an island that denies entrance to the D, the sworn enemy of the gods. And since Enies Lobby is the arc directly after Skypiea, wouldn't it be a classic Oda move for the missing piece to be right there? I mean, the Straw Hats literally come to save the one person in the world that can figure out the true nature of this place. This arc is all about...
Okay, hold on. There is... Oh boy, there's so much information here. You know what? We're close to the end of the video, so let's just let it play out, and then I'll give you my
Robin
thoughts.
and her unique ability to read the ancient script and her search for the truth, and how the world government is covering it all up. Hell, don't forget that this is the arc where we first learned about the ancient kingdom in the first place. Okay, but clearly the One Piece can't be in a town full of Marines, right? So where is it? Only one way to go. Remember the inverted stories of Roger and Noland? Well, Noland's City of Dreams was pushed into the sky. Well, what if Roger's island got dropped to the bottom of the sea? So, let me think. Is there anything that might suggest that there's something at the bottom of Enies Lobby? What? So the wordplay from chapter 727, the fall of Dressrosa, was falling to the ground. Did Laugh Tale literally fall to the ground? I believe it did. I believe that Enies Lobby itself is the missing city from Jaya, and that under the floating island is the island of Laugh Tale and the One Piece. Just like the hidden world under Dressrosa. No wonder then that Roger laughed when he reached Laugh Tale. He had literally been to the ancient kingdom before and passed by Laugh Tale many times, right in front of everyone's noses. And the ultimate proof I have for this are Roger's very last words at his execution. The very words that start One Piece.
探せこの世のすべてをそこに置いてきた
Again here, the secret lies in the Japanese version, a true wordplay in true Oda fashion. Roger says, この世のすべてをそこに置いてきた. I left everything in this world, soko. Soko in Japanese meaning there. However, it also has a second meaning. Soko also means bottom. In other words, the second meaning of Roger's last words is, I left everything in this world at the bottom.
Okay. okay, so that's the video. Wow. That is... Oof. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Again, I can't really dispute any of this because it's solely based on, like I said, Japanese language, Japanese numbers, and I can't speak the language. Well, I can read numbers, but dude, if this is true, if this really is the case, if Oda really was telling everyone, no, it was here the entire time. Well, he was telling them, but at the same time not telling them. That is insane. That is insane. I mean, to be able to plan for that. I mean, how many years did he spend planning all of this before he even started writing the first chapter? I don't know if this is true. Maybe this is just another case of people reading too much into it, but this makes way too much sense. This makes way too much sense. If Laugh Tale really is at the bottom of Enies Lobby, if it really was there the entire time, although there is something that's interesting, because Enies Lobby was destroyed in the with the Buster Call when they were there. So I mean, there are some things that I do have to ask, because if this is true, then it does call into question why the world government destroyed Enies Lobby with the Buster Call, if it really is a remnant of the ancient kingdom that was a part of the skull and they ripped it out. And if that's the case, how did they even move it there, or how did they rip it out and even move it? That's what I have to ask. And maybe if this is true, maybe we'll eventually get an answer to that question. And also, if Laugh Tale really is there at the bottom of Enies Lobby, then how did Roger get there? That does kind of quick, because like they said, you can't sneak in at night. It's hard for anyone to sneak in. The only way to get in is through the the gates. So how did Roger get there? Or no, is Laugh Tale another island, and See, that's I don't know. I don't know. I mean, according to this theory, the piece that was in the island, the Skull Island, that got ripped out, if that really is One Piece, or I can't remember, was that One Piece or was that a piece of just the island, or a piece of the ancient kingdom that they ripped out and now they're using it as a symbol to march pirates in there, and you know, as a symbol to their victory over the ancient kingdom. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Again, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. We'll have to wait and see. But man, again, let me just say this: if this is true, then Oda, my God, the level of planning that went into this series. Oof, oh boy, I can't. I honestly don't know anyone else who puts this much planning into their work. I mean, maybe there is someone, but I don't know. I haven't read every single piece of fiction there is, but this is insane. So I don't know. Again, just to clarify, so the island at the bottom of Enies Lobby is the island that used to be in the skull-shaped island, and they ripped it out, and now it's at the bottom of the sea. Just like how Shandy is at the top, you know, got lifted up to the top, and that other island is at the bottom, and that's the ancient kingdom. Or is that Laugh-Tale? Wait, I'm confused. Is Laugh-Tale another island that just tells you where the island that's underneath Enies Lobby is, or is Enies Lobby the? Hold on, I need to go back a second. Just go back. I need to hear this again.
Grounds? I believe it did. I believe that Enies Lobby itself is the missing city from Jaya, and that under the floating island is the island of Laugh-Tale and the One Piece. Just like the hidden world under Dressrosa. No one.
Oh, okay. So Enies Lobby, the island under Enies Lobby, is Laugh-Tale. Okay, so just wanted to clarify that. But the thing is, that does call into question, because if this is true, then we have to ask, how did Roger get there? Because, like they said, you can't get in there without, you can't sneak in there. So how did Roger get there? I mean, I'm sure they found some way, but we'll have to, I guess we'll, Oda maybe, again, if this is true, maybe Oda will reveal it. But anyway, guys, this video has gone on long enough. I didn't mean to take up too much of your time, but I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. And if you did, remember to do the YouTube things, like, share, subscribing, commenting. You know what it is. And also, just to let you know, if you want to support the channel, or no, not support the channel, sorry about that. If you have a video you want me to watch, just let me know about it in the comment section down below, and do it in a way where you tell me the title of the video and the YouTube channel where I can find it. Do not leave a link to the video, because YouTube, I don't know what's going on, because whenever someone leaves a link in the comment section, somehow it just gets removed. So in order to avoid that, just write the title of the video and the YouTube channel where I can find it. So with that being said, thank you so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next reaction. Bye for now.